Now most people start to understand that it's either going to be degrowth now or it's going to be collapse tomorrow. Degrowth means a downscaling of production and consumption. So imagine you look at an economy, and that economy, the way it produces things, is just having an impact on the environment. And in certain countries, usually high-income countries, you see situations of ecological overshoot. Countries, they are extracting too many resources, they are emitting too much pollution. Well, degrowth is an hypothesis I've been exploring in my research, that what would happen if we were to put these economies on a macroeconomic diet. Cool. I feel like it. So the funny thing is that when I started getting interested into degrowth back in 2015, it was very difficult to find funding, and even when I started to write the thesis, everyone was telling me, why are you focusing on that topic? That's useless, we don't need it. High-income countries are going to decouple, they're going to dematerialize, we're going to have green growth, why are you wasting your time on that concept? Now it's been a few years and the context has radically changed. I think now most people start to understand that it's either going to be degrowth now in a planned, conscious, voluntary, organized, intelligently organized manner, or it's going to be collapse tomorrow. When you look at a growth-based economy, like most forms of capitalism we have in high-income countries, you have economies that are organized around the maximization of financial indicators. Gross domestic product for governments, profits for companies, income for individuals. And these, after a certain threshold, they are decorrelated from measures of quality of life. So the question is, right now in advanced economies, why do we keep focusing on maximizing these financial indicators, whereas instead of focusing on quantity, we should transition to a quality-focused economy, to what some people call a well-being economy, and what I've been calling in my work a post-growth economy. So economies that are not focusing on growth anymore, they're just focusing directly on the satisfaction of needs and on well-being. So governments, instead of maximizing GDP, they look at well-being budgets or alternative indicators of wealth. Companies become not-for-profit businesses that are looking at the satisfaction of concrete needs in the spirit of socially useful production. And individuals, instead of fighting to preserve purchasing power, focus on a more broader category of living power.